Hold on to your headphones because this story is about to hit harder than a 50-cent punchline in a rap battle. You think you know celebrity drama? You have no idea. We're diving into a father-son feud so explosive it makes reality TV look like a quiet book club. Why does one of the world's most famous rappers, the guy who survived 9 gunshots, who built an empire from nothing, look at his own son and seethe with pure rage? What could possibly make a millionaire, a mogul, a man who literally wrote the book on hustle, tell his kid, "I don't have a son anymore"? We're talking about betrayal, privilege, and scandal so messy it could ruin the Kardashians' drama for a lifetime. Private jets, mansion fires, leaked texts, and public clapbacks, you name it, this feud has it. And trust me, it's not just a few Instagram spats. This is a multi-decade saga that's half street war, half family therapy nightmare. By the time you finish watching this, you'll be asking yourself, how do you go from "my son is my motivation" to "if he got hit by a bus, I wouldn't care"? Strap in, because we're about to expose every shocking reason 50 Cent might hate his own flesh and blood. And it's worse than anything you've ever heard. Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, was living proof that the American dream sometimes comes with bullets, betrayal, and a side of chaos. And yet, nothing in his turbulent life could have prepared him for the saga that would unfold with his own son, Maris Jackson. Maris was born in 1996, long before 50 Cent became a household name, and for a fleeting moment, fatherhood seemed like the kind of anchor that could steady a man who had grown up in the unforgiving streets of Southside Jamaica, Queens, dodging danger at every turn. In interviews, 50 Cent admitted that his son's birth gave him purpose. That Maris was the reason he even considered turning his hustling into music. A reason to survive and build an empire that would eventually make him one of the wealthiest and most feared rappers on the planet. But while 50 Cent was grinding mixtapes, building street credibility, and making the industry tremble with songs like How to Rob and Ghetto Cran, Maris was observing, absorbing, and slowly stepping into a world that combined glamour, danger, and high-stakes ego battles. At first, Maris seemed like the perfect witness to his father's rise, boasting to friends about his dad surviving 9 gunshots as if it were a superhero origin story. A kid who thought he was invincible just by association. But life has a cruel way of twisting heroes into villains. And by 2008, the first real cracks in their relationship were impossible to ignore. Shaniqua Tompkins, Maris's mother, went to war with 50 Cent over $4 million Australian Long Island mansion. A war that escalated to arson when someone allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail through the window. Maris and Shaniqua escaped, but the trauma of that night left a permanent scar, especially when Shaniqua accused Curtis of orchestrating the fire, claiming he had threatened their lives. From that moment, the father-son dynamic shifted from admiration to fear, confusion, and eventually resentment. As the years went by, things only got messier. Text messages leaked to the public years later revealed the venomous side of 50 Cent. The man who once credited Maris with his career, telling his son, "I don't have a son anymore. Tell your mother she won. She has you. I'll make another." Meanwhile, Maris, feeling neglected and perhaps emboldened by the freedom of youth and wealth, began associating with some of his father's former enemies, including Floyd Mayweather, a man 50 Cent once partnered with but later clashed with publicly, fueling a sense of betrayal that Curtis could not ignore or forgive. The public watched in awe and horror as this private family feud became a spectacle. Every photo, post, and leaked text turning into evidence of a relationship spiraling completely out of control. By now, this was no longer a story of fatherly mistakes or adolescent rebellion. It was a full-blown war played out in headlines and social media, where privilege, anger, and unresolved trauma collided, leaving a father who survived bullets and built an empire questioning whether he could ever reconcile with the son he once claimed as his ultimate motivation. As Maris grew older, the cracks in his relationship with 50 Cent widened into a canyon of mistrust, entitlement, and public humiliation. And what started as tension slowly turned into full-blown confrontation that the world couldn't stop watching. By his teenage years, Maris was no longer just the curious kid bragging about his dad surviving 9 gunshots. He was a young man testing boundaries, flaunting privilege, and stepping into social circles that his father had explicitly warned him about. Photos began surfacing of Maris hanging out with people 50 Cent considered enemies, including some connected to the very street figures responsible for the violence that nearly ended Curtis's life years earlier. To 50 Cent, this was more than rebellion. It was an ultimate betrayal. A public display of disrespect that cut deeper than any diss track or feud he had ever endured in the music industry. Social media exploded as fans, critics, and casual onlookers dissected every post, every interaction, and every comment, and suddenly the private war between father and son was a national spectacle. A cautionary tale about money, power, and parenting in the spotlight. Things escalated further when leaked text messages revealed the raw venom between them, with 50 Cent reportedly telling Maris to stop contacting him, calling him stupid, and even claiming that he would disinherit him, stating he could make another son if he wanted. Maris, feeling both angered and entitled, continued to post provocatively, flaunting wealth and connections, including images with Floyd Mayweather and Cal McGriff, the latter being the son of one of the men who had once attempted to have 50 Cent killed. The audacity of these posts triggered one of the most savage responses in celebrity father-son history, with Curtis openly wishing ill on his own son, saying that if both these individuals were hit by a bus, he wouldn't have a bad day, a statement that sent shockwaves across social media, news outlets, and gossip columns alike. The feud was no longer just emotional. It had financial undertones too, with Maris publicly complaining about child support despite already receiving millions over the years, framing 50 Cent as the villain in a story he had painted himself into. Curtis, meanwhile, doubled down, emphasizing that he had provided every opportunity Maris could imagine, funding private education, lavish experiences, and a lifestyle most could only dream of. Yet all he received in return was disrespect and rebellion. Friends, family, and even anonymous sources spoke of Maris's growing sense of entitlement, how he seemed to measure success in money and attention rather than hard work and hustle, traits that his father had spent decades cultivating and defending at every cost. The saga reached a boiling point when Maris's actions began reflecting not just rebellion, but alignment with individuals who were literally part of his father's past enemies, further intensifying the sense of betrayal and humiliation Curtis felt. What started as a loving father-son bond had deteriorated into a public spectacle of rage, disappointment, and distrust, with both parties seemingly trapped in a cycle of retaliation, shame, and defiance. In the eyes of the world, it became a story of fame, fortune, and fractured family ties. A dramatic reminder that even the most powerful figures can be powerless when their own blood turns against them, and that the legacy of an empire can sometimes crumble faster from within than any attack from the outside. So, what do you think this tells us about fame, money, and family? Can a father really survive the ultimate betrayal when his own son turns against him? Or is this just another cautionary tale about entitlement, privilege, and the price of living in the spotlight? Maris Jackson's choices, his alliances, his public displays of disrespect, and 50 Cent's unfiltered, no-holds-barred reactions have left the world questioning everything we thought we knew about loyalty, legacy, and what it really means to be a parent. Are billion-dollar empires and private jets enough to buy respect from your own flesh and blood? Or is there something deeper, darker, and more unfixable at play? We've seen leaked texts, mansion fires, and social media showdowns. But the real story here isn't just drum needs a lesson in how power, pride, And unresolved anger can turn family into the most dangerous battlefield of all. And now we want to hear from you. Do you side with 50 Cent, a father who feels betrayed? Or with Maris, a son navigating the chaos of wealth and expectation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if this story shocked you as much as it shocked us. And make sure you subscribe for more breaking truths, outrageous celebrity exposes, and all the drama the media won't touch. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Do not want to miss what's coming next.